Softypapa here from the Softypapa store. I've got another Japan treasure to share with you. Isn't this interesting? Let's take a close look. This item is a Japanese lunchbox. It would have been used for either an elementary school student or maybe a kindergarten student. It's made of a metal, I think it's aluminum, with this colored outer surface and a beautiful painted illustration of a boy playing with his dog. I just love that. I love all the scratches and the marks, evidence that it really has been used. It's in nice condition. The lid fits right over the top there. It's got the maker's mark right there at the bottom. And it's two pieces, the lid and the body. Now let's talk a little bit about how this item might have been used. Sometimes I get really lucky in explaining the items that I sell here in Japan because the people around me have first-hand experience with this. That's the case here. And I had to go no further than my own wife and her sister, who had boxes almost identical to this when they were in kindergarten. Now, this seems really small. It seems like a little tiny little lunch. Well, maybe when you think about it, that it's for a small child, maybe that's all right. But the way Yumiko said that it worked, and this may explain why it's made of metal. Here's how it worked for when she was a schoolgirl. The parents had to send the kids to school with rice. The school would provide all the rest, but the family had to provide the rice. This box held exclusively rice. So it would be opened up, a nice serving of lunch rice would be put inside, the box sealed, given to the child, maybe wrapped in a little furoshiki cloth, and brought to the school. Now, around lunchtime, just before the kids were going to eat, I think Yumiko said she gave it to the lunch, she called it the lunch lady. It was something obasan. What was it called? Kyushoku obasan, I think it is, which is basically the equivalent of lunch lady. She would give it to the lunch lady when she arrived at the school. Now, all the kids would give that to them, and then the lunch lady would, before lunchtime, put all these metal containers into a special little oven to warm the rice. Not to cook the rice is already cooked, just to warm it up. Then, at lunchtime, these boxes would be extracted, each box would be given to the child. It's not too hot, it was just warmed up, not heated too much. And then they would dish out all the other goodies, and the child would have their rice to go with their lunch meal. That's how, Yumiko was careful to add the caveat that she doesn't know if that's how it was done in other schools, but that's how both she and her sister was there, and her sister chimed in and said, yep, that's how it was for me too. That's how it was done for them, and she said she had one almost just like this. So I love this little item. Look at that little image of the boy's face, and each one of those little scratches just tells me something about the history of the item, and love that dog. Anyway, I really like this one. I love it, in fact. And if you want it, there's be a link down in the description. You can buy it if you want. If it's sold, please have a look at the other items in my store. There's lots of interesting treasures from Japan. I'll leave you now with and as for date, I'm going to say my standard mid-Showa period. So that would be 1926 to 1989. Let's call this 60s or the 70s maybe, right? I'm just leveraging my wife's experience. Here's a couple photos.